Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. So today is Tunisian Tuesday and we are going to be featuring a Tunisian stitch. So the stitch I'm going to be showing you today is called the Tunisian reverse stitch, and it's pretty simple to do, and I actually have a project that uses this stitch that I can put a link in the description box if you're interested. It's a hat project, and I've already got my chain going here. I'm using my J hook or 6mm hook. Alright, so you can see I've already worked a chain here. So what you need to do is just work any amount, chain any amount. I've chained 10 and we're going to start row 1. So row 1 is your setup row, and I like to work in the back bump of my chain, so I'm just turning it over, and in my second bump on my hook I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm just going to continue to work in that back bump, pulling up loops. So at the end of the first part of row 1, because Tunisians always worked in 2 parts, I will have 10 loops on my hook because I made 10 chains. So I do indeed have 10 loops on my hook. So as I said before, Tunisians worked in 2 parts, and if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, I can put a link for a whole playlist of Tunisian tutorials on there and patterns that you can check out. Alright, so this is our first part of row 1, so now we need to work these stitches off. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row, so just like normal when you're working normal Tunisian. Alright, so there we go, row 1 is complete. Okay, so now we need to begin row 2, which is the actual stitch pattern. So if we look at our stitches here, so normally, make it a smaller hook, we'll pick a pointer hook. Normally we work in this bar here if we're doing a Tunisian simple stitch, or if we are working a knit stitch. If you take a look at your first row, in between those bars is the running stitch that we created when we did our return pass. So if you're doing a knit stitch, you would work in the middle here like this, so inside it's like the bar and the running stitch. But we're working Tunisian reverse stitch, so if you kind of spread it apart like this, so now we've kind of created a gap here. So again, here is our bar, so we're going to be working in the bar behind, so we're working in this stitch here in the back, so it's just in the back, so don't overthink it too much. And maybe I went into too much of a detailed explanation. So what we're doing is so you can see I've spread it out. We're going to go behind, so insert our hook this way and then pull up our bar in the back, yarn over, pull through. So there is that reverse stitch. So I'm going to spread it apart again. So I'm not working in front like normal, I'm working behind. So just pushing that yarn out of the way, going through, and then just picking up that bar in the back. So it's not too difficult. It's just hook placement and where to insert your hook. And it kind of resembles like a purl stitch when the stitch is completed. I used it as a ribbing or like a hat band when I made the hat, and I think it turned out really nice actually. So I'm just going across. So this is my last bar. Here's the back here. Find it, come on. Here we go. And then we have one more stitch. So what I just like to do is do a knit stitch at the end, is just go through, just feel like it gives a cleaner edge, and pull up my loop. So we still have, oops, I lost the stitch. Okay, there we go. So we should still have 10 loops on our hook, and then we just work these guys off like normal. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. So I suggest if you're doing this stitch for the first time using a larger hook. So I am just using my J hook or 6mm hook. The yarn I'm using is just worsted weight cotton yarn number 4. So now you can really kind of see that back bar back there. So what you'll do is just repeat row 2 for however long you want your swatch. So I'm just pushing that yarn out of the way. Finding that back bar. There she is, pulling up a loop. And you can really see it now. Here's the front bar here. There's the back bar there. So you're still basically working a Tunisian simple stitch. You're just working in the back part of the bar. And then I'll work my knit stitch for my last stitch here to complete row 3. And we just work these guys off like we normally do. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, working a couple more rows, but again, you'll just repeat row 2 for however long you want your swatch, and I will meet you back. So here I worked 10 rows of my Tunisian reverse stitch, and here's the one side, and here is the other side. Now, what I ended up doing when I used this stitch for my hat is I actually used this as my right side. I kind of thought it just looked better for the hat, but they're both very nice. They kind of resemble a purl stitch in a way. So you might be wondering how to work these stitches off. So you're just going to work them off working a Tunisian reverse stitch. So we're going to go in like we're working a regular Tunisian reverse stitch. And there we go. And I'm going to yarn over, pull through both loops there. And I'm just going to go across. So I'm just working in pattern here, but working these stitches off. And then working my last stitch off in Tunisian knit. And there we go, they've been worked off. And there's the one side. And yeah, I find this stitch to be fairly reversible here. So when I used it, I used this as my right side, but this side is also equally as nice. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.